Okay, good morning, Ashwini, Asmita, Priyanshu, Shruti, Saurav, Ruksada, and Padi. Okay, good morning to all of you. So, Asmita, can you please confirm me with the text? Whether I finished present participle, the uses of present participle. Just tell me today from where I should start. Shall I start from uses of present participle, or from gerund I should start, or from infinitive? Just let me know once, please. Please let me know quickly. Shall I start from the gerund, or I should continue with present participle? Okay, thank you, Rukshada. Present participle was completed. Okay. Then from gerund I should start. Okay. Thank you so much. So you can see, dear students, here. Here you can see. Okay. So present participle was completed. So now let us go to past participle. Yeah, past participle. So you see, dear students, when it comes to past participle, you see the third form of the verb is always used for past participle. The third form of verb, always remember, like for example, go, went, gone. Okay, so gone is the third form of the verb, which is always used while we convert a particular example into past participle. Okay, so always remember that past participle of the verb is the third form of the verb. Okay, third form of the verb. Like you can say, whenever we make use of the tense present perfect, like I have done the work. So here present perfect tense is also the example, one of the examples of past participle. Understood? So always remember that past participle is the third form of the verb. We can use past participle with the help of present perfect as well as past perfect. Okay, like I had done the work, I have done the work. Understood? So I have done the work. I have done the work is present participle. Next is to form the verb in passive voice. So whenever we form a verb in passive voice, like the moon was seen by me, that is also the example of passive voice. Was seen. See, was seen. So to form the verb in passive voice, we use past participle. Okay, like the moon was seen by me, the moon is seen by me, or he was punished by the teacher, he was rewarded by the teacher, he is rewarded, he has been rewarded, he shall be rewarded. Okay, so all the passive structure will come under past participle, because in passive structure we use the third form of the verb along with the helping verbs. Therefore in all the passive structures we shall get examples of past participle. Okay, so next is as an adjective. Like for example, let the departed soul rest in peace. So see here, departed is used as an adjective. Why? Because what is adjective? An adjective is a word which is usually used before the noun. So here soul is the noun and the word departed is used before the soul. Therefore departed is an example of adjective. Understood? So but it is not a it is an adjective, of course, because it is used before the noun, but we are concerned about past participle here. Okay, so departed is also used in the form of third form, therefore it is also past participle. Understood? Always remember that participle is both a verb as well as an adjective. Like gerund is verb and noun, Okay, it combines the forces of verb and noun. Likewise, participle combines the forces of verb as well as adjective. Understood? So as it is having third form of verb here, ed, therefore it is participle, and as it is used before the noun, therefore it is also used as an adjective. Okay, so participle used, you will say that departed is the example of a participle used as adjective. Next, you see, to transform a complex sentence into a simple sentence. Okay, to transform a complex sentence into a simple sentence. For example, blinded by a dust storm, they lost their way. Okay, so here you can see complex sentence, transform the complex sentence into a simple sentence. Also we use blinded by a dust storm, they lost their way. So blinded is the example of past participle. So this is another example. Next, you see, after the objects of the verb see, hear, feel, find, get, keep, make, like, want, wish, etc. Like for example, we saw a few trees laden with trees. So you can see, sorry, it should be fruits, laden with fruits. We saw a few trees laden with fruits. Okay, so laden, you see, laden is the example of past participle. Okay, so what is the rule all about? Rule is after the objects of the verbs. Like see, there are several verbs mentioned here, like see is the verb here, this should be HEAR, this is fill, this is find, this is get, this is keep, this is make. So the verb that is used here in this sentence is see actually. So we saw a few trees. So you see here, a few trees is the object here in this sentence. So after the objects of the verb see, so we are getting laden, which is past participle. This past participle is used after the object of the verb see. Okay, therefore it is also called past participle, and you can easily identify, dear students, even if you forget the use of the past participle also, you can easily identify which one is past participle, because past participles are very easy to recognize or identify. Why? Because they are the third forms of the verbs, therefore it is very easy to identify the past participle. And then, dear students, perfect participle. So see, what is perfect participle? Perfect participle represents an action as complete at some past time. Okay, so perfect participle represents an action which is complete at some past time. For example, having rested, we continued our journey. Having finished my breakfast, I went to the school. Okay, so having rested, if you get a structure like having plus verb 3, here also like having plus finished. So see here, having plus finished means verb 3 here, rested here is the verb 3. So if you got a structure like having plus verb 3, then it is for sure, and take it for granted, that it is the example of perfect participle. Always remember, it is the example of perfect participle. It is the example of perfect participle. Okay, next, dear students, gerund. Now let us go to gerund actually. Okay, good morning all of you, please stay tuned, okay, stay connected. I am teaching you participle, gerund and infinitive. So I've already finished my lecture on 3 types of participle. Okay, I have already finished my lecture on 3 types of participles: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Now I am switching over to gerund now. Okay, so gerund, you see, a gerund is that form of a verb which ends in ing and has the force of a noun and a verb. So dear students, I already told you that present participle takes the forms of verb as well as adjective. Likewise, gerunds take the force of a noun and a verb. Okay, that is why sometimes gerunds are also called verbal nouns. Okay, so let us find out what are gerunds and how should we identify the example of a gerund, as well as how can we differentiate between a gerund and a present participle. So you see here, a gerund is that form of a verb which ends in ing and has the force of a noun and a verb. I already told you, noun and a verb. Okay, now see the example. Swimming is a good exercise. Reading is my favorite pastime. These are the examples of gerund. Okay, there are a couple of more examples there. Let us study the examples after we study the use, so that we understand it better. So first use of gerund is subject of a verb. So subject of a verb, you see here smoking is used before the verb. So whatever is used before the verb is called subject of the verb. Okay, so as smoking goes before the verb is, therefore smoking is the subject of the verb is here. So always remember, dear students, whenever we shall get any word in ing form which is used as a subject of that verb, then it can be for sure that it is the example of gerund. It is the example of gerund. So whenever you shall find, I repeat for you, whenever you shall find the example of any ing word which is used as a subject of a verb, then take it for granted that this ing word is a gerund. So what is the first use of gerund? A gerund, if an ing word has to be called a gerund, it has to be the subject of a verb. If an ing word has to qualify to be called as a gerund, then it has to be the subject of a verb. So please do remember this particular use first, then let's move on to the second use. Second use of gerund is it has to be an object of a verb. Like for example, I told you subject means something that goes before the verb, and object means something that goes after. Okay, something that goes after. And something that goes before is subject, something that goes after is object. For example, here you can see stop singing now. Whenever I say stop singing now, singing is used after the verb stop. So singing is used as an object of the verb stop. Therefore singing is the example of a gerund. So like the first use, second use also you can say if an ing word has to be qualified as a gerund, it should also be the object of a particular verb. Okay, so this particular sentence stop singing now qualifies for being called a gerund because it is used as an object of the verb stop. Therefore singing is called a gerund. Why? Because singing is used after the verb, and anything that goes after the verb is called the object of the verb. So that is why singing is the example of gerund. Next, complement of a verb. Dear students, what is the meaning of complement? Complement of a verb, like an object of verb. Okay, complement and object, their position in the sentence is the same. Their location in the sentence is the same. They are structurally same. But dear students, there is a difference. What is the difference? You see, the difference is, as I told you in my previous class, complement means it is also an object, but you see there's a difference. Like let me show you. Here you see believing. Believing is ing word, and it is used after the helping verb. It is not used after the action verb. Like for example, here you can see, dear students, here you can see object of a verb. Okay, the second example is object of a verb. So in the second example, you see, in the second example, it has become object. Singing has become object because it has come after the action verb. Stop is the action verb, right? But here in the third use, you can see here, believing is also an ing word, but it is not called object. Why? Because it has also come after the verb. Like this, it is, see here, it has come after the verb stop. Likewise, believing has also come after the verb is. Then why one is called object, another is called complement? Why? Because you always remember, if your ing word comes after a helping verb, then it is called complement, not object. If you shall call a word object, you shall call a noun or a pronoun object if it comes after the action verb. Like here you can see stop. Okay, but if an ing word, or if a noun or if a pronoun comes after the helping verb, then that particular word becomes the complement of the verb. It is not to be called object. Understood? If an ing has to be called an object of a verb, then it has to be, the verb has to be an action verb, always remember. But if ing comes after the be verb, that is am, is, are, was, were, then that particular ing can never be called an object. It should be called as complement. So dear students, hopefully you understood the difference between object and complement. Object and complement has got the same function in the sentence, but there is a difference, okay? The ing that comes on after the action verb, that is called the object, and the ing that comes on after the be verb, that becomes the complement of the verb, okay? Complement of the helping verb. So here helping verb is. So what are the examples of helping verbs, dear students? Am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are, was, were are the examples of helping verbs. Okay, next you can see, what I dislike most is smoking. Same rule applies here. See, smoking is the word, ing word, which is gerund. Why? Because it is coming after the helping verb is. That is why it is used as the complement of a verb. It is used as a complement of a verb. Now let's move on to the next use, that is object of a preposition. Okay, object, dear students, always remember, object means what? Object means something that goes after the verb is called object, or something that goes after the preposition can also be called object. So it's better you learn in this manner. Something that goes after is object, something that goes before is called subject. Something that goes after is object, something that goes before the subject, before is called subject. Okay, so here object of the preposition means after the preposition. Whenever ing will be used after the preposition, that becomes the object of the preposition. Like for example, dear students, I am fond of playing cards. I am fond of playing cards. So playing here is ing word which is used after the preposition of. Playing is the ing word which is used after the preposition of. Therefore playing has become the object of the preposition of. Okay, so as playing is used after the preposition of, therefore playing is the object of the preposition. So whenever an ing word is there after the preposition, that ing word can also be called a gerund. And which rule of gerund? It is used as an object of the preposition. Now let's move on to the next rule, that is gerunds are preceded by possessive nouns. Always remember, dear students, gerunds are preceded by possessive nouns. What do you mean by preceded and followed? Preceded means something that goes before, and followed means something that goes after. Understood? Like for example, I tell you Monday is preceded by Sunday and followed by Tuesday. Okay, Monday is preceded by Sunday and followed by Tuesday. So preceded by means something that goes before. So what goes before Monday? Sunday. What goes after Monday? Tuesday. So you understood what is the meaning of preceded and followed. Preceded means something goes before, and followed by means something that goes after. Okay, next you see, tour will be fixed after Renu's passing the exams. Tour will be fixed after Renu's passing the exams. So dear students, here the ing word passing is used after Renu's. Renu's is the word which is called possessive noun. Why possessive noun? What do you mean by possessive noun? A possessive noun is that noun which shows possession or ownership. If I say this is John's car, then the word John's is called possessive noun. Why? Because it is showing the possession that John owns or possesses this car. That is why John's, Renu's, his, her, their, Mitali's, they are the examples of possessive nouns and pronouns. Why they are called possessive nouns and pronouns? Because they show the possession or ownership of the person mentioned. Like Renu's. Renu's means here who something that shows the possession of Renu. Understood? That is why they are called possessive nouns. So Passing is preceded by renus, which is a possessive noun. That is why passing is the example of a gerund. Next, I ask the favor of your granting my prayer. So granting is preceded by your, which is a possessive pronoun. Always remember, dear students, possessive nouns are there, possessive pronouns are also there. If I say this is my vehicle, then my is possessive pronoun. But if I say this is Rajesh's vehicle, then here Rajesh's is for the example of possessive noun. Why? Because Rajesh's shows the possession. The car is possessed by Rajesh. That is why Rajesh's is the example of possessive noun and my is the example of possessive pronoun. So always remember that if your ing word is preceded by a possessive noun, or if your ing is preceded by a possessive pronoun, that particular ing becomes your gerund. Okay, so gerund has so many rules, you might have seen. Okay, now let us move on to the sixth rules. What is the sixth rule or sixth use of gerund? Compound nouns. Gerunds are used in compound nouns. For example, you see frying pan, walking stick. So frying pan and walking sticks are the examples of compound nouns. So in compound nouns, gerunds are used in compound nouns. Walking stick, frying pan, etc. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, so if you get an example of compound noun, you take it for sure that it is the example of the ing form of the verb, is example of the gerund. If it comes in collaboration with a noun. Okay, if it comes in collaboration with a noun. Okay. Next, you see gerunds are used absolutely. What is the meaning of absolutely? Dear students, this is very important. Absolutely means here whenever ing form of verb is used before the noun. Okay, that is, absolutely means whenever ing is used like a subject. It is not a subject, mind you. It is not a subject. It is like a subject. Okay, so what is the difference? Always remember, dear students, whenever ing is preceded, whenever ing is followed by a verb, that ing becomes the subject. But here ing is not followed by the verbs, it is followed by the noun cards. Therefore, it cannot be said to be used as subject. It is like a subject, okay, but it's not a pure subject. Why? Because it is not followed by the verb here. Okay, it is followed by noun. So whenever ing is followed by noun, it is used as absolutely. Always remember, it is used as absolutely. So that particular ing form of verb which is followed by noun can be used absolutely, can also be called a gerund. So gerund, ing form of words used absolutely in a sentence can be termed as gerund. Okay, and as I told you, subject, gerund used as subject. Whenever gerund will be used as a subject before the verb, then that particular ing word can be used as gerund in the form of subject of a verb, like here I have shown you. Okay, subject of a verb. So that's all about gerund, dear students. Okay, so do you have any question on gerund before I switch on to verbal noun? If you have got any question regarding gerund, any kind of confusion you have in your mind, you can text me. I shall explain you once again before I switch on to the next topic, that is verbal nouns. So you please text me quickly if you have any doubt from what I have just taught you, or till what I have just taught you. Okay, thank you Anushree, Asmita, Saurav, thank you. I am going ahead with the next topic, that is called verbal nouns. So see the example of verbal nouns, dear students. A verbal noun, a gerund preceded by the and followed by of is called a verbal noun. Always remember. What is the example? A gerund preceded by the and followed by of is called a verbal noun. So what is that? Let me tell you. Dear students, let me tell you. You see, he is engaged in the reading of a novel. Example is given. He is engaged in the reading of a novel. He is engaged in the reading of a novel. Okay. So here you can see, dear students, the ing part is reading, which is preceded by the and followed by of, right? So gerund is whenever ing will be followed preceded by the and followed by of, this particular ing will be treated as verbal nouns. Understood? It is the example of verbal nouns. So verbal nouns, all the verbal nouns are not gerund, but all gerunds are verbal nouns. Okay, all gerunds are called verbal nouns. Why? Because as I told you, gerund also shows the function of a verb and a noun at the same time in a sentence. Okay, like playing cards. Playing cards is his hobby, for example. So here you can see playing is showing the force of a verb also, and as I have used ing here, then it is also showing the force of a noun. That therefore all gerunds are verbal nouns, because all gerunds have the force of verb as well as noun. Understood? They look like verbs, but they are not verb exactly. They are having the force of a noun also. That is why they are also called verbal nouns. Understood? And a typical example of verbal nouns which is given in this particular on your screen is something which is which you need to learn as well. This is the special example of verbal noun. What is that? See, ing is preceded by the and followed by of. See, ing is preceded by the and followed by of. Understood? So this is an exclusive example of verbal nouns. Okay, so next class we will go ahead with infinitive. Okay, but before that I would like to see now how many of you have submitted the previous day's homework which I gave you. Okay, so this is the home page of the library section of my website. Now I shall go to the homework section. You see, this is homework. So I am going to the homework section here. After I click on the homework section, I shall go to class 9 folder. Okay, I have, see here, nobody has submitted yet. See, nobody has submitted yet. So let me show you first how you will make a folder. For example, here, okay, new folder. So you go to click on new folder and write Anushree, for example. Okay, so I have made the folder in the name of Anushree. Okay, I have made the folder in the name of Anushree. For example, I have made here for Anushree. Okay, so likewise, like Saurav, new folder I'll go and I'll write here Saurav. Okay, understood? So likewise, you make your folder, and inside your folder you can keep your stuff here. See, she has kept her, Shruti has kept all the things here inside her folder. Understood? So dear students, it is important to make a folder in your name, because whatever assignment I shall be giving, that shall be inside your name only. That will be better. That this way we can manage the data very well. Okay, we don't have to look for the data, search for the data. Okay, because we know that inside our folder we have the files of our homeworks and all this. Okay, now dear students, I show you, this is the worksheet that I have sent you the link of. So whenever, once more I am explaining you this fact. Okay, see, whenever I should send you a link on WhatsApp group, okay, that link will sometimes bring you here, because if it is related to any assignment, homework, then that particular link will bring you here. So after you land on this page, after the link brings you here on this page and you land on this page, you check out for this box. Suppose because there are so many items, so you might feel confused where to go. Understood? So you check out on the box. So if you get a box like this, okay, if a link brings you come here on this page, then you check out on the red tick mark. Okay, so suppose I find that red tick mark is here. It means I have got to open this particular file. Understood? So this is how you have to identify where to open the file. Okay? Understood? Now I gave you this particular homework. So whenever you will click on the link, it will bring you here, but this worksheet folder will be checked like this. Then you just check. See, this is not checked, this is not checked, this is not checked, means you don't have to go there. You have to go where the box is checked already, and then you click on this homework worksheet. See, I have given you the worksheet. Okay, and instructions you please follow. What is the instruction? Write down these questions along with answers on your English grammar notebook. If you do not have English grammar notebook, in English notebook you can write down, but if you have extra notebook at home, you can please make English grammar notebook and keep sending the things to me, and I promise you that I shall check your PDF and I shall give you award you marks, like in your physical book you get the marks, na? Likewise you shall get your marks. Okay, so you please send today and see, I will give you marks, as well as you can see your the corrected soft copy correction of your answers. Okay, so you please send me today, and by this evening you can see the corrected soft copy answers of your worksheet. Okay, so next you see, I have given you some instructions. Write down these questions along with answers on your English grammar notebook. Then go to Microsoft Lens app, click the pics of your English notebook and convert these images into a single PDF file. Make a folder in your name inside your class folder in the library section of my website, of course. Upload the PDF by clicking on the link provided on your class WhatsApp group. I've given you all instructions. How to write the answers? For example, you see, I love to eat pizza. You'll write a finite verb is love and non-finite verb is to eat. Likewise for this, I would like to travel to the US next year. So you would first write like this: finite verb is what, non-finite verb is here what, and then second answer. Then I'll just give tick like this, and I'll give you marks also. Okay, I'll give you remark also. Understood, dear student? So this is the another type. I've given you just 10 questions. See, 5 here, 5 here. So Ram is more pleasing than his brother. So underline the present participle and write its use in the following sentence. You have to write the participle is used as degrees of comparison. Understood? Likewise, playing football is his hobby. Playing football is his hobby. So you have to underline playing, and you have to write the use. What is the use? Here the participle has been used, or here it is used as the subject of the verb is. Okay, so likewise you have to write the use of the present participle. Understood. So that's all about this worksheet. After I finish, I have already finished Gerund, so next class I shall give you the worksheet from both participle as well as from Gerund and from infinitive also. Together I will give you the mixed worksheet. Understood? So you please submit today. It will take hardly 10 minutes for you. You can do immediately. What you can do. Okay? So you please finish it off today. What do you say? What do you mean by no, sir? Tell me. Vaibhav, what do you mean by no, sir? I couldn't follow you actually. You did not do your homework, I suppose. No? That is why you said no, right? So you send. I shall again send you the link. You just do it now after the class gets over. After the class gets over, I am sending you the link. So do immediately. Okay? You please do immediately. If you don't have any other class, otherwise after the class gets over, you please do, and please do send me. And if you submit me the homework today, then I shall also show you the corrected, soft copy corrected answers of your online assessment test. Okay, that will also be uploaded both on Google Classroom as well as on my website. So you shall be also able to see the soft copy corrected answers of your PDF file. Therefore, dear students, whenever you submit any homework, please do not submit in JPG images or in Word file. You submit only in PDF, so that we can correct your soft copy and send you back. Okay, so you please do submit it. Okay, thank you, dear students. Thank you so much. I am winding up my lecture now. Okay, and in the meantime, you can do the yesterday's homework. Okay, please see the link I show you, yes, sent you yesterday, and you please do upload, make a folder in your name, and you please upload. Thank you Anusri, thank you Sadav, Shruti, Asmita, thank you all of you. Please do my homework, please do it and upload it. Okay, I shall check it. Thank you so very much. Bye bye, take care all of you dear students. Bye bye.